I'm Kaitlyn Hensley.
I'm Rachel Shockey.
And I'm Catherine Bodley.
And I'm MK Monson.
Welcome to the Old Railroad Bridge.
We hope you love exploring with us. Come on.
Let's go.
The Old Railroad Bridge at Florence, Alabama is more than a landmark. It early became a symbol of the industry, commerce, and transportation that boosted the city in growth and prosperity. It bridged not only the Tennessee River, but served as a connecting link to the other areas of the greater Muscle Shoals and to the other cities in central and southern parts of Alabama. Long before there was a bridge, its location was used as a river crossing. Creek, Cherokee, and Chickasaw Indians were observed using the Florence crossing at the mouth of Cypress Creek as early as 1787. This buffalo and Indian path ran from the Buffalo River about 10 miles north of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, to the Big Spring at Tuscumbia, Alabama. The same path connected with other Indian trails leading northward to Nashville and beyond, and southward to the vicinity of New Orleans. General Andrew Jackson and John Coffee successfully used these trails during the Creek Indian campaigns in the War of 1812 to shorten their military route by upwards of 200 miles. The original Florence Bridge was opened for traffic in 1840. It was the second structure to span the river in the area. The first bridge was short-lived. Not long after its completion in the 1830s, it was washed away by a high flood that was so common on the Tennessee River until the coming of the Tennessee Valley Authority and its successful flood control operations. The 1840 Florence Bridge was erected at the site of the earlier ferry, precisely where the railroad bridge stands today. The original structure had 8 wooden trusses built upon rock piers that were so solidly anchored into the bedrock at the bottom of the river that they continued to be an intrinsic part of the railroad bridge's foundation for more than 150 years.
Present-day citizens use this bridge as a tourism attraction. People are able to walk on this bridge and stand directly over the Tennessee River. The actual railroad part of the bridge is closed off to visitors, but people are still able to walk on the bridge part located below it. The location of the bridge's entrance is actually a little complicated to find. The entrance is located on the south side of the river past O'Neill Bridge. Coming from Florence Side Road, past a building and into a section of trails and woods. A paved trail leads people right to the entrance from there. When walking out onto the bridge, on the right, one can see Wilson Dam, and on the left, O'Neill Bridge can be seen above. It also stops midway of the river, ending at Patton Island. In fact, many people currently call the bridge to nowhere. Now the bridge is known as the oldest river bridge in the state. The Old Railroad Bridge displays a scenery appropriate for all ages. It provides a real-life educational element necessary for learning. This is Wilson Dam, and over here is O'Neill Bridge.
All of this is interesting information, but if you're like me, you may be asking yourself, how does this apply to me? Well, as a fellow educator, I would consider teachers experts at taking a bulk of information and sculpting all of those elements into a lesson plan. So I'm going to give you a few ideas about how you can do just that with everything that you've learned today about the Old Railroad Bridge. So like every good lesson plan, you must start with a standard. The standard that I've chosen is a social studies kindergarten standard. It reads, describe families and communities of the past, including jobs, education, transportation, communication, and recreation. I've also chosen 2 art standards as well. The first is, use line, shape, color, texture, and repetition to produce works of art. The second reads, identify examples of visual art within the community. Now that we have established our standards, let's hop into the lesson. Of course, you would teach the students about the history and purpose of the railroad bridge first, but right before your main activity. But make sure to highlight the bridge's role in the transportation throughout the years. After that, as a teacher, you would distribute Play-Doh to each student and they would construct their own bridge. This will give the students a chance to work with their hands and get creative. When they finish, discuss with the students the purpose of bridges and how the old railroad bridge has played a unique role in the Florence area. In order to assess their knowledge, I think a fantastic addition to this lesson would be to split the class into groups and have them view a picture of the railroad bridge many years ago and a picture of the bridge in present day. Ask the students to write down similarities or differences they see between the two pictures. If students are not comfortable with writing, a good alternative would be to do this as a class, so that you would be the one writing. There are many ways that you can go with this topic, but I hope that this at least gives you some ideas on how you can incorporate a huge part of Florence's rich history into your classroom.
I was gonna have like O'Neill and Dan. This is Dan, right?
The old railroad bridge at Florence, Alabama is more than a landmark. It early became a symbol of the industry, commerce, and transportation that boosted the city in growth and prosperity. It bridged not only the Tennessee River, but served as the connecting link to other areas of the greater Muscle Shoals and to other cities in central and southern parts of Alabama. Y'all.
Okay, you're doing so good. I'm gonna kill her. I'll go to
The old railroad bridge at Florence.
Okay.
The old railroad bridge at Florence, Alabama is more than a landmark. It early became a symbol of the industry, commerce, and transportation that boosted the city in growth and prosperity. It bridged not only the Tennessee River, but served as the connecting link to other areas in the greater Muscle Shoals and to other cities in central and southern parts of Alabama. Long before there was a bridge. The old railroad.
Okay, Bree.
I'll go down.
Oh, it's working. How cool. Say hey, everyone.
Hi. Hey. We hope you enjoyed coming on our adventure with us, and we hope that you use this in your future classroom because there's so many activities that you can do with it, and I hope that you come down here yourself.